is to break the essence of the enslavement strategy, which is to separate us. So therefore, we must come together. We must force ourselves to come together, even though we don't trust each other, because that's the program not to as well. We must come together. That's the most radical act we can do, is come together and sit together and talk together long enough to get to trust each other again. That's the radical act. It's a discipline of coming together once a week, once a month, and just sitting there and struggling with one another. And being honest with one another. So what they've developed for us is something called emotional emancipation circles. Goal. Share stories, Phil. Share stories. Really begin to understand the history. History, Brenda Wade and Brenda Lane Richardson say, what happened in enslavement didn't just happen to a group of anonymous people. They are our ancestors. They raised our great-grandparents who raised our great-grandparents who raised our grandparents who raised us, raised our parents. Attitudes and behaviors were handed down, almost like heirlooms, some of them really, really good, and that's the really important thing. There is so much good that we have as children of the diaspora. There is so much that is good. There is so much that my grandmother taught me that was good. I need to figure out the good and take that with me into the future and give that to my children, but I got to leave that other stuff that's so toxic behind so that we can be at our best. So this is the emotional emancipation process, circle process. The other key of it is learning emotional wellness skills, mindfulness, Tom, the need to really recognize that we can control our emotions. Our emotions don't have to control us. The nicest, the most interesting thing I've ever learned about the brain is that if you do this, and if you think about this as the neocortex, the part that really is the smart part and does all the important reasoning stuff, this part is the animal, the limbic system, the animal part of the brain, and this is the emotional part of the brain. And when I heard that, this guy who works with Deepak Chopra did this, I woke up one morning, he was on CPTV, and he was just doing this thing, and I was like, wow, this is so exciting to know that I can actually talk to I can actually envision my brain and say, okay, which part of my brain now is driving me to want to eat that ice cream over there? And what other part of my brain can I use to try to? It doesn't always work, but I can, he was saying that you can control your brain. Your brain does not have to control you. And that's the emotional wellness part of the emotional emancipation.